Well, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to, I'm Bushka on Blitz, back with another dose of the hot stuff. This is the SU100M1. Very, very hot indeed. Now, this is a patron-only post, patron-sponsored post, sorry, not a patron-only post. I actually just did a patron-only video that's going up tonight or tomorrow, depending on how the rest of the family goes, whether we've got to run around, do things. It is the weekend after all. Now, if you haven't considered sponsoring the channel, please do. Patron's a wonderful thing. It keeps the channel floating, and it gives me a chance to do tank videos for you humans every day of the week from as little as $1 a month. You can do that. Now, what's special about this tank? Well, there's a lot to like about it. It's an excellent sniper, in fact, despite the fact that it's only got 0.36 dispersion. It's got excellent camo. And, I mean, TDs will generally troll you pretty hard when you're shooting on traverse, but it does very, very nicely. And I also run it with a set of binoculars because it's the kind of tank that can get out amongst it and really do damage with mediums because it is very, very mobile and it's got good DPM and the aim time is excellent, but at the same time, it does exceptionally well in situations where you can find a bush or something, hide behind it, use excellent camo ratings that it seems to have, and the speed to get out to those positions very quickly and then get your hands on a pair of binoculars and really extend that field of view. Now, what I don't like about the tank, it's very, very soft. It does get some decent bounces, more so than tanks of this nature probably deserve, because it is typically Russian like that. Very, very steep angles on its armour, so you can get situations where that can be effective. But the thing I really don't like about the tank is gun depression, and it's one of the things that greatly influences the playstyle, I found anyway. I'm running it here with Stealth 251, good mate of mine, good mate of the channels. Very, very good player. He's a really cool bloke, and he carried me a couple of times. And I was lucky enough to carry him once or twice as well. Now, the gun depression is plus 2 degrees, I believe, which is horrific. Most tanks, you're looking at gun depression as in how far down can you poke the gun, and you can't even poke this gun down. This one's never going below level, and that means, especially for newer players, this is going to be a struggle. What happens is, you move up into a position to fire, you can't get the gun down, so you move a little bit further forward, you still can't get the gun down. By now, everyone knows you're there, and you should probably be backing off, but because you're so keen and you've worked so hard, you push just over the top of a rise to get the gun down, and you get lit up and destroyed. So you've got to really, really change your headspace and make sure that when the shot's not on, and trust me, I did it earlier today, I absolutely did that. It looked like a mad YOLO as I kept moving forward, trying to get to the top of the slope so I could get one shot on, and ended up running into 4 enemy tanks and got obliterated. Now, Stealth's right, we just started this out and we've done very well in the tank. I want to show you how I like to play it. Now, what I like to do is play it as basically a wingman for a medium. Now, Stealth's running the Comet, and I'm in the lovely SU100M1, and I'm going to pump out hard because it has a really lovely top speed, 50 kilometers an hour and 34 degrees of traverse, meaning it's very tough to get around, and it's very, very positive at getting out. Look at, I'm keeping up with the Comet, no problems. Now, remember how I talked to you about the gun depression or lack of it? Look at how low. Now, I can't get it down, and I'm not silly. I'm not a newer player. I'm not going to drive forward to actually get the gun down. I'm going to get spots because my binoculars are active. I've got a very, very big view range, but if I wanted to get shots on those tanks, I would have to move forward. I would come out of the bush. I would lose my camouflage rating, and I would get blown to hell. But because of the pace of this tank, look, Stealth calls no. I say affirmative. We're both going to hit the road here. We have driven out to the flank. We've spotted the team. We've completely turned around, relocated. I'm going to knock a bush over in respawn, set myself up with a fantastic bit of camo, turn around and get stuck in. And look at that. Not even spotted. I mean, that's a hell of a tank. Really, really is. That SU100Y is wondering where the hell did they come from. And straight away you can see here, we're into them. And that's that's the playstyle for me with this tank. It's an absolute must. You've got to utilize the speed. You can get out, you can spot tanks, you can turn around, you can get out of there, and it's very good at not getting Circle of Death, because 34 degrees of traverse will save you 9 times out of 10. Now, poor old VK comes down here, and he's just in a terrible spot, and that's be that as it may. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. It's just one of those things where you get caught out, and we set that up pretty well, and it worked a treat. And you know, we've caught their medium screen big time, and they're getting filled up for it, and then we're going to push forward and do the business. Not many TDs can do this, and the SU-100M1 is one of the very, very few who can do it effectively. It's also quite trollish, but that gun depression you're going to see here, we can't get the gun down here. We've got absolutely no chance to get the shots. We've got to take a risk and drive all the way forward over this bump to get shots into that IS, and we get hit for it. Now, a newer player would probably have absolutely got hammered there by sticking around, but we only take the one shot and then we move on because it's just too dangerous. We're going to take another one from that VK, but then we're okay. So that's how I like to play the tank. I like to play it very much as a medium support tank, and it fulfills the role superbly. You're going to have a hard time finding anything that's a better value. Sorry, that was the dog just going mad there for 10 seconds. And it's a lovely line. The Object 263, the SU-101, the SU-101, the SU-12254, they all fulfill that role beautifully, and they're all very, very quick tanks. They can get out there. They all tend to have excellent camo ratings, and they're very, very, very nasty. If you get close to them, they will sting you. Let's talk about the gun. 7.69 rounds per minute at 310 alpha means you've got about 2400 DPM. Very, very nice DPM for a tier 7. 219mm of pen on your AP, standard. Very nice for TD. 330mm of pen on your heat, which is the same penetration you get from a T54's heat. So tier 7 with 330mm of penetration. If you want to spam gold, this is the tank to do it in. It will pen absolutely everything. 1.7 second aim time and a 0.36 dispersion rating. Now, poor old Stealth is going to go to the right here. He can't see anything, and we've been doing this all day, and just as he gets to the top of the rise, the entire team pops on him, and he gets jumped and just absolutely hammered for it. And there's nothing I'd say negative, but it's too late. He knows he's screwed, and that's all there is to it. You know, you've got to take the good with the bad, and that's definitely the bad. So, on a positive note, he's spotted 5 of them, maybe even 6, so we know where they are. The big issue we've got now is that we've lost what I think is probably the best player in our team, Stealth 251, and it's up to old Buggerlugs here to carry the day. Now, the best thing I find in situations like this is not to panic and use the hit points of the rest of the team. So you can see I've found a lovely bit of bush here on Vineyards, the new map. The fireflies are dancing through it, and I'm just looking for targets, and that SU-152 is in just the right spot for me, and we get one into him. Excellent. I was hoping to get a second, but no go. I've just got to suffice with this Chi-Ri. Now, the Chi-Ri's not playing ball either, so I missed that. I'm still not spotted. This is the joy of having a big set of binoculars. I mean, especially in a tank like this where you have such good camouflage and mobility, taking your time and using the binocs can yield outstanding results, and you can see there we get some very nice results. Now, the problem with the tank, one of the problems with the tank, apart from the gun depression, which is absolutely horrific, is that the traverse arc is not very wide. So when you're moving backwards and forwards, you tend to move the tracks, and that ruins the bloom on the actual reticle that you can see there. Because once the tracks start moving, you ruin the bloom, and you also knock off the binoculars. You lose that traverse. And I make the mistake there of going out for one Chi-Ri and finding that there is actually 2 there, which is not what any man expects. And we miss an absolute city. You'll see the binoculars pick him up, but we still miss. Unlucky, in love, in life, in tanks. I'm such an idiot. So it's now 4 on 4. We have not really moved. We've just been playing a solid game here. It's a good tank. It can get out with the mediums, but you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you get more than one medium on you at a time, because it doesn't have a very good armor profile. It's trollish if you're behind camo and stuff, but it's not very trollish when they start firing gold at you, because they will, because you hurt when you get up close. Now I'm trying to use the binoculars there to pick up that Shiri, but he's just not playing ball. And the only way I can get him is going to be to go and actually muscle him out of there. Now the Comet's going to come up on the flank. I'm going to have to make a choice. Do I want to get the Chiri or the Comet? I know there's a Jagdpanzer and a T-150 around as well. I'm going to try and put one through the wall into the Comet and drop the adrenaline again. Trying to get one more. Hopefully that went through. We're not going to find out. But if we keep waiting around here, we're going to get flanked by the Chiri. So we better move, but very, very smartly. And that we do. The Chiri's been spotted, and we're rolling up towards him. It's now 4 on 3. He's not going to come out. He's playing a solid game, and it's now 4 on 2. And I figure if I don't move very, very soon, it's going to be 4 on 1, which it probably will be. If you've seen this movie before, you've been in this. Now, we haven't moved a long way out of spawn here, and that was very much decided by the fact that poor old Stealth got smashed in the first 30 seconds of the game. Now, we're going to have to give up some hit points to get this guy. That's all there is to it, and we've got to be willing to do that, and we'll get it done. Luckily, we only have to take 2 of the 3 shots in the clip. It's now a 1 on 3. What do I like about 1 on 3s? Not much, but if there's one thing I know in this game, it's that you should use what you've got. Now, I've got a set of binoculars. I'm going to set myself up so I'm probably not going to get hit from the right. I can get a clear field of view straight in front of me. My camo all set in, and I also have a thing from the perks that gives me 5% extra view range when I'm the last man left standing. And I'm going to get these binoculars to do their work. Just going to sit there and passively spot whoever turns up. Lo and behold, it's the Comet. He can't see me. 1 on 2. Cover up. Cover up. Cover up. Cover up. Trying to reset camo. There we go. He's popped on us. We get a lucky bounce here. So we take one of the tracks. Drop adrenaline. Just wiggling, always wiggling to get that last shot. And just beat him with the reload. 40 seconds left, 39 straight, says Stealth. I knew that T-150 was somewhere around there, but it's good to know that Stealth's been watching the game for me. I'm pushing across the bridge. Oh, this does not look good. 25 seconds, 20 seconds. This is where that speed and mobility really come to the fore. And I'm going behind because I want to give myself a chance of getting an engine fire. He's a one shot. We've got it. We've got it. We've got it. Do we need a good roll? We get the roll. Happy days. 3 seconds left on the clock. Everyone's a winner. Applauds. Bows to the crowd. Only a first class though. 3,481 damage, 4 destroyed. I had to fire a couple of rounds of heat there, and that hurt. But I like to fire the heat at the end to guarantee penetrations rather than at the start when it's just wasted. And plus, I have to pay for heat on this account because it's my account. If I'm playing an exhibition account, I'll throw as much heat as I can because they're paying for it. So that's the SU-100M1. I think it's a great tank. I think the whole line's fantastic. You have to change your headspace. You cannot be rolling over the top of the hills. In fact, it's probably best at times to push backwards because you'll often find there's a slope behind you and that will get you up and give you gun elevation rather than trying to push down over the top of the hill. Because if you go over the top of the hill, you're just going to get lit up, you're going to get hit on your lower glacis, and it's one of the reasons I see people complaining about the gun depression all the time. Change your headspace, guys. Work the ridges in the other tanks. This tank is for following mediums, being aggressive, and if you're not doing that, there's no middle ground. If you're not doing that, you're in a tree, you're in a bush, you're in hard cover, using binoculars. knocking him out. So I'm Bushka on Blitz. Thank you very, very much for watching. It's an absolute joy to be presenting this kind of content to you guys. The community spirit that I'm seeing building on the forums and in the channel chat and in Patreon and Telegram is just really heartwarming. And thank you all for supporting me and for loving Blitz. And let's keep going. It's a great game. Tell your friends about it. And you all have a great weekend. Have a great school holidays if you're on school holidays. And stay safe on the battlefield. See you then. Bye for now.